Alright, today I basically wanted to talk about confrontation. One of the things that I feel like so many people are avoiding when it comes to confrontation is the overall aspect itself. Instead of actually facing the problem, you rather go look for an addiction or go look for a way to avoid the problem as opposed to confronting it. You don't want to accept no whatsoever accountability for it, and you look for a way to meditate on the problem as opposed to solving it. Now, when you go look for an addiction, all this is doing is meditating on the pain, meditating on the problem, and avoiding the problem itself. So, after you finish getting high, after your hungover is done, after you finish getting drunk, you will still be faced with that same exact problem, and you'll still have to confront it. So, running away from things in life doesn't make anything better. I admit there are some things that we are not able to change, that we don't have control over, but you can't allow that to get the best of you. If something is not within your control, don't beat yourself up about it. And if there's nothing that you could do right there at that moment, stop overwhelming yourself, overthinking about it, causing yourself to have suicidal thoughts, messing up your overall perception. Now, without perception, you won't be able to function in life. Because once something has your mind, that's it. You've allowed it to get the best of you in the primary perspective. So the point is, stop avoiding the confrontation, stop avoiding a problem, and stop meditating on your pain. Now, how do you do this? First and foremost, look at the people that surround you. Pay attention to who you allow in your cipher and what you're doing. What is your daily routine? Do you know who you are as a person? Pay close attention about what are you watching? What are you listening to on a daily basis? All of these things play a portion and a big role in your perception. So maybe, within all honesty, it's not the problem. But what about your overall cipher, your overall life? What you listen to, what you watch, what you read, the people you hang around, where you go. All of these factors play a big role in your perception. So take some time to think about that. Do you actually listen to anything productive? Are the people that surround you in life, are they pushing themselves and challenging themselves to do anything better? Are they trying to excel, or are they just watching time go by? All of these have a big role on your perception. They play a big role in your perception. And they have a major effect on your life overall. So stop avoiding confrontation. Stop avoiding the problem at its source. Maybe it's not the problem. Maybe the problem is who you have in your cipher, what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you do for a living. Maybe that's where the unsatisfaction comes in. But do not go run to an addiction to try to meditate on it, because all that's doing is causing you to avoid things. And you can't keep running away from everything for the rest of your life. Overcome your fears. Stop making excuses. Stop looking for a drug or an addiction to try to satisfy you for a temporary pleasure that's not going to change anything. Enough with the suicidal thoughts, thinking that, oh, suicide will be better. It would not be better. Stop allowing problems, or this particular problem, to overwhelm you, to get the best of you. Stop overthinking about it. Because an addiction is not going to help you. It's not. So what you need to do as of now is stop avoiding the confrontation and confront the problem at its source. Because meditating on pain, looking for an addiction, running away every time something gets hard, is not going to help you. That's not going to help you in life. That's not going to help you at all. what you do, what you listen to, and who you're around play a big factor in your perception. Basically, your way of thinking. So be very careful about all of those elements because they play a big role in your perception. And in addition to that, remember, whenever something is out of reach for you to handle, whenever it's too big or you feel essentially that you're not in control, there's nothing that you can do about it. Alright, learn to accept that and move on. Because overthinking about something and allowing something to overwhelm you so much is not going to help you and it's not going to change anything. So you need to learn how to confront whatever it is that is making you run to an addiction, whatever it is that's always making you run away. Confront it and get over it. Get over it. Because for so many of us, there are so many great people out there that have committed suicide, that have ran to drugs and done overdoses, and they allowed their problems to get the very best of them. Now, are you going to be that next person to allow your problems to get the best of you? I pray that you're not. Because always remember, what you're experiencing, the problems that you have, are temporal. They're not going to last you for a lifetime. And this is only within a process to make you who you are. So what does that mean? In other words, you experience trials as well as tribulations for a reason. If you didn't experience all of those bad times, all those times people turned their back on you, all of those times when you were alone at night, feeling lonely, feeling as if you have no one to turn to, guess what? If you would have never experienced any of that, you wouldn't be who you are right now. You wouldn't be the person that you are right now. So don't complain about what you're experiencing. And don't look for an excuse to go run to an addiction as if that's the best answer to it, because it's not. But learn, when something is too big for you, when something is too overwhelming for you, leave it within the hands of God. Do not overthink, don't overwhelm yourself about it. Do not run to an addiction because none of these things are actually going to help you. But remember, nothing is too big for God. Leave it within the hands of God. Learn to overcome anything as well as everything that you're experiencing. Yes, sometimes you could fall in life. Yes, sometimes you're going to experience trials and tribulations. But your mistakes don't define you. And your problems don't define you. They don't define your destiny. They don't define who you are or who you're supposed to be in life. Life doesn't revolve all around problems and trials. Now, they're unavoidable overall, but that doesn't mean that you have to spend the vast majority of your time overthinking, stressing, and thinking about suicide, thinking about turning to drugs. No, none of these things are actually going to help you. So stop avoiding the confrontation. Take full as well as complete accountability. Complete accountability for your actions, for your choices, for what you're experiencing in life. Don't ask why. Because everything that happens is within reasoning. So don't ask why. God knows best. But remember, overthinking, overwhelming yourself, right into an addiction, suicide, none of these things are going to help you. Life is not over. Because if it was over, you wouldn't have been waking up this morning. If it was over, you wouldn't be here right about now. So think about all of those things. Think about all of the elements of your perception. What you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading, your daily routine, where you work, who you allow into your cipher. Think about all of those things and make sure you closely examine those things on a daily basis. If there is anyone right about now that doesn't wish you well, that is trying to slow you down, that doesn't want you to become a successful person. These are the type of people that you need to remove out of your cipher. If there's anything that you're watching, reading, or anybody that you're hanging around that's not doing anything productive, that is not, beneficial, then you need to immediately cut these things out of your daily routine. So overall moral as well as message of this particular video is stop avoiding confrontation. Life is not over just because you have a problem or just because you're experiencing a trial. Maybe you experienced several trials, but life is not over. Stop avoiding confrontation. Learn how to take full accountability for your actions, and whenever something is too big for you to handle, just leave it within the hands of God. Do not give up, do not commit suicide, and don't run to an addiction, because none of those things are going to help you. Remember everything that was mentioned in this video and take some time out to actually really think and scrutinize, just analyze your life. Who's in your cipher? What do you do for a living? Who are you as a person? How effectively do you spend your time? These are all questions that we need to be asking ourselves on a daily basis. How is our relationship with God? Do you know 100% without a doubt whether or not you're making it to the kingdom of heaven? Are you living the type of life that satisfies you? Or are you just trying to fit in? All of these questions needs to be asked on a daily basis in a monologue. In other words, each and every one of us should take the time out to ask ourselves these questions. But overall, stop avoiding the confrontation. Learn how to confront the problem at its source. Thank you for watching this video, and please be sure to share this with other people out there. I just wanted to really grasp onto that topic today because, within all honesty, I've known so many people that committed suicide, ran to an addiction, and had a drug overdose, and all of that could have been avoided if they wouldn't allow their problems and their trials to get the best of them mentally. So be sure to share this video with other people out there. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. And if the comments are on in this particular video, be sure to leave your comments down there. Remember everything that was said in this video. And take very good care of yourself, because you are blessed abundantly by the Almighty God. And life is not over.